Okay, I'm going to give you guys some time to check in with me. Giving you guys time to check in. I know a lot of people are probably asleep. It is a Sunday night, late on a Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This book is called You Are a Badass at Making Money, Master the Mindset of Wealth by Jen Sincero. And this book was gifted to me by my friend and sister, Lauren, who we were having a conversation earlier this week. And she asked me, had I read the book? And I said I had not. And a few days later, it was in my mailbox. So I'm 3 chapters in, and I just wanted to share some of the highlights. So chapter 1 is all about how we have to kind of get over this belief and this perception that money is a bad thing, and that money and mission are mutually exclusive. And my favorite part of this chapter is actually the end, where it has these exercises. The first question was, make a list of all the reasons why you deserve money. And I had a hard time with that question. The first question took me about 20 minutes to start. And I really started and had to unpack whether or not I believe that I am actually deserving of money. And that was kind of deep, like I never thought about that. I know that I'm interested in being wealthy. I know that I would like to make more money, but deserve and money are 2 things that I never really thought about in the same sentence. And then chapter 2, why you ain't rolling in the cheddar yet. And I love this author's style. She writes with great humor, but this chapter is interesting because it really gets into manifestation 101. And I did not expect for the book to so explicitly get into manifestation and the power of words and the power of our thoughts. So, I highlighted some of my favorite quotes from this particular chapter. Your external world is a mirror of your internal world. She breaks down thoughts, beliefs, words. She talks about how our number one concern is survival, and basically how as we grow and we change and we develop, it talks about how we're killing off our old identity, and that isn't an easy process. In fact, our old identity often kind of kicks and fights, and she calls it the little prince, which I think is kind of cool. So anywho, she talks about the power of words, which, as you guys know, that is the whole foundation of Spellwell, the company that I created, which is all about alignment and manifestation. And she literally took the words out of my mouth. What comes out of your mouth comes into your life. I always say whatever we speak comes looking for us. And so it's really, really interesting. It talks about Einstein and how time is really a myth in terms of its reality. And I just love this chapter as well. So awareness is the first key step in breaking any spell. And when it comes to our financial reality, we have to be aware of how we feel about it, why we feel about it. And anywho, at the end of each chapter, there are these exercises, and I've been completing them. I've basically been doing 1 chapter a day. And then chapter 2A is all about universal intelligence, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. The source is the word that I use these days to describe that particular energy. So she talks all about how if you think a thought, that thought already exists, and essentially you just have to manifest it in the physical realm, and that includes your desire and your motivation, if you will, to be wealthy and to be rich. And so she talks about all of these things, about how the universe gives us information through intuition, synchronicity, which if you go to my Spellwell at We Spellwell page, I have a whole little mini class about synchronicity, and I encourage you to go check that out. If you look under the bio of Spellwell in the highlight section, you can check that out. Also via inspiration, desire, and coincidence. And then the last chapter that I just finished tonight is called Show Me the Money. And this chapter is all about unpacking what money actually is, which is essentially, it is something that we exchange for our time. It, as she says, it's a unit of measurement used in the act of giving and receiving. And she really encourages us to unpack this idea that money is the root of all evil. It's funny because in a previous chapter, that was one of the first messages that I remember learning about money, and I've really internalized that, and I'm sure most people have as well. So she talks about money as an exchange of energy, and how we can't always focus specifically on where money is going to come from in terms of the person. We can't get caught up in those particulars. And this chapter was really, really dope as well. The exercises at the end, I love this. It makes this book so practical when you can, go to the end of each chapter and have exercises to apply to your specific situation and your specific life. So I didn't start this chapter yet, but it's called Best Practices for Busting Yourself. And as I said, to really do the work required and to let the words and let the exercises and all of that stuff seep in, I've basically been doing one chapter a day, and I started on Thursday. So the book has 13 chapters, and I'm on going into chapter 4, and I love it. Jen is brilliant, and I really feel like this book is going to help me do the internal work that I need to clear blockages and to clear some of the stuff that is kind of inhibiting and affecting my ability to take it to the next level in terms of wealth and money. So I don't want to keep you guys. Thank you, Coaching with Remy. I actually do want to go read Jen's other book now, just because this book is banging. It's amazing. And Jen actually has 3 books about, they're all called You're a Badass. And then they have different endings. Her main book is called You're a Badass. And they have different, she has other books as well. So I'm going to get out of here. Oh, a couple more things. Sorry. So I'm using this notebook. This came from my good friend Courtney from Dust to Onyx. And she has a Black owned and created tarot card company where she produced these beautiful tarot cards called Dust to Onyx. You can check them out. But she also has notebooks and artwork for sale. This has cowrie shells on the cover. And as you guys know, or you may not know, cowrie shells have always been affiliated with abundance in Africa, West Africa in particular. They were actually used as money and as a form of currency. So anything that I can find with cowrie shells, I have jewelry, I have all kinds of stuff. But this notebook is what I am using to conduct the exercises from Jen's book, You Are a Badass. So anywho, thanks to everybody for tuning in. I am gonna save and share this video. Hey Kiko, so good to see you. so that you guys can, if you missed the first part of it, you can watch it. But this is a great book. I'll probably check in after the next 3 to 4 chapters to let you guys know how it's going. Highly encourage you to read it. This is a game changer. All right. Have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love and miss you too, Kiko. I will be in Chicago sometime in September, and would love to see. I think I may do like a lunch or something and just invite like all my people out if you guys want to hang out. I won't be there for long, coming in for a work project, but hopefully I can see you, Kiko, and everybody else. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Love you guys. Have a good night. Peace.